Hey everybody, Kevin here, and here's a little something for your performance edge as we go in to 2025. Fasten your seatbelts, guys, because this is going to be the year for you where you go to another level. And yesterday I had the opportunity to spend some time with my coach, and as we were processing a New Year's Day type of conversation around what's going to happen this year, and he really pointed out some insights, and I want to share some notes with you that I took from our session, just to kind of give you a little bit of insight of how important it is to have something like that in your life. I don't know how you leverage these weekly videos, but I want to continue to provide more in 2025, and I want to talk a little bit about what that looks like. I've been kind of like leaking the fact that we're going to be doing groups this coming year, and I am looking at two specific groups to be working on, and one is Emerging Leader Mastermind, and that's something where we have a regular live call every month that's recorded that you can access, but you can also be there live and ask questions in real time and be a part of that, as well as the weekly kinds of things that you would have access to in terms of a platform with lots of trainings and things like that. And we're going to talk about what the details of that are here very soon as we kind of creep into 2025. And the second one is an HPX, High Performance Experience Mastermind, which is going to be a hybrid of individual coaching, one-on-one coaching, along with a group style environment, to where we have some level of accountability with each other, talking through and building relationships with others that can really help us go to another level. So I want to be able to talk more about that as we go forward. But let me share you some of my notes, because there was something really powerful that stuck out to me as I was, looking at setting, kind of, and again, I don't really set goals. I really look for outcomes, things that I want to feel, experience, and understand as we go into the next year. And so as I was going through this, my coach was walking me through the idea of, hey, Kevin, you know what? Hey, here's the thing. These are some life stages that we are always evaluating ourselves in as we examine that in light of the things that we want to create. Often we don't think about evaluation, and I've been hitting you hard on this, gang. I've been hitting you hard on the 10As. I've been hitting you hard on the last video I sent out that has, actually, we're going to put the link to the YouTube channel that has like a 15-minute, if you wanted like a leadership or a team development kind of conversation. It could be personal or team, but it does ask some really specific evaluation questions that you would want to really assess and understand before you go into really plotting out what the outcomes are that you're shooting for. We're not talking about a million outcomes, man. We're talking about like, what's that key outcome, that one thing that needs to change, that one thing that's on your mind or on your heart and inside your head, heart, mind, and soul, that if you don't do it, it won't get done. It needs to start moving forward. There are moves that need to be put in place. And those are the things that we're obviously going to break down in the mastermind. But whether it's Emerging Leader 1 or the HPX High Performance Experience Mastermind. But the thing is I want to really break this down for you and talk through these 4 life stages. One of the things that we broke down is that the first life stage is mimicry and belonging. You know what? There's a lot of imitation going on in our lives. We tend to look through the lens of everything else everyone else is doing, wishing that we had whatever that thing is. And dude, if you turn on the internet or anything, it's like dudes flying in jets and everyone's at a resort, and we know that's not real life. We're trying to, dude, Happy Meals are $9.99. You know what I mean? You're like going like, what in the world? I used to go to McDonald's and feed my family for $20, and now I'm paying $45. It's just, there's this whole tension around the realities of what we perceive happening in other people's lives and what's really going on in ours. And that gap is so big, it overwhelms us with the in-between. And so we get into this whole idea of imitation security, right? We try to imitate, what's going on instead of carving our own path. And then there's this whole idea of, connected significance that comes into that part of belonging. There's a part of mimicry that we get in there, and because we're all kind of mimicking, we get this sense of belonging, but it's really, it's kind of a feeling of significance, but it's not really substantial. And a lot of us can be in that life stage of mimicry and belonging. And then it also leads to the next one of rebellion and individualism. Then once we get jaded, right, then we get into this whole idea of rebellion and individualism. We go for control and independence. And we get this whole isolation identity thing going on. Like it's my gig, control, we're constricted, we're consumpted, we're distracted, all those things, all within ourselves though. It's just a total internal level of consumption that takes place that really just kind of isolates us. It's not a good place to be. And we become really detached in that season. Then we get into the next life stage of rhythm and hustle. And it's where we're playing Wipeout, it's like the beats, and we're just going 200 miles an hour and we can't breathe. We're trying to catch our breath, but we can't breathe. We're just overwhelmed by the speed at which the beat is going in our lives. And because we can't keep the beat, we can't catch our breath. And here's what's crazy. We get bored. It's kind of like this whole rhythm just goes and goes and goes and goes. And eventually we just kind of like adjust. And then there is a breath, and it's a harried breath, but yet it's a boring one. We're just playing the beat. We're on beat. And then days turns into weeks turns into months turns into years. That kind of stuff goes on. And then we get into the fourth stage of renewal and leadership. It's this reinvention and this iteration, this vision and this conviction that starts to take place where we start to feel the day again. And I think from 2020 up until now, we have relegated ourselves to all these narratives when we need to start crafting our own. And here's the story, gang. It's going to take a lot of energy. It's going to take all of us together. Something's gonna have to break, and let's not let it be you. Let us take command and agency and drive ourselves in 2025 right down the road and take command in this new year that we have been blessed with. And this day that we have been blessed with, and this moment that we've been, let's maximize and be a steward of this gift that we have. And I want to play a part in that. And so I need you to reach out to me. I need you to send me something. Tell me, Kevin, hey, tell me more. And I will fire it back to you so you can jump in and get involved. Listen, I'm going to hit this hard all month long. I ain't going to take my foot off the gas on this. And this probably... it's going to be more emails about this. I want to get this going. I want you to be the best version of you in 2025. So fasten seatbelts, do some damage, and always remember this. When you see the invisible, you become unstoppable. Take care, everybody.